Hey guys, it's Kaufman is Alive. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at some new comic books I picked up at the comic book shop today. Got some Image books, got some DC books, got some Marvel books. Picked up some books out of the quarter bin as well. These Avengers issues, these are all from the current run. They all came out about a year ago or so. $3.99 cover price, but I got them all for a quarter, which is always cool. These two covers have got Joshua Cassara doing the artwork on here, which was kind of the main reason I picked him up. I really have not read too much from this Avengers run. Jed MacKay's the writer, and I think the only issue I picked up was from when the X-Men crossed over with the Avengers in one issue, and they ended up just playing baseball, I think, if I remember correctly, all throughout that issue, so it really didn't compel me to continue reading any of the Avengers books here. But issue 13, this was Fall of the House of X tie-in, which I was reading all those X-Men issues. We got the Stark Sentinels here. And then issue 14 was a Blood Hunt tie-in, which I was also reading Blood Hunt. So these are some cool tie-in issues, and I got issue 19 as well here. Let's see who the artist is. Fareed Karami is the artist on the interior on at least issue 19 here. Got Sorcerer Supreme Doom there. So some pretty recent stuff. This is all pretty relevant to what's been going on the past year in Marvel. So interested to flip through these. Picked them up for a quarter. Then I picked up G.I. Joe number 321. This actually came out a few weeks back, and it must have sold out real quick because they didn't have any new copies the day it came out at my local comic shop. But this is the silent issue, the most recent silent issue. A takeoff of G.I. Joe number 21, the original that was printed back at Marvel, where they did a silent issue. So here, 300 years, it feels like 300 years, 300 issues later, we've got G.I. Joe doing it once again. I got this cover by Chris Mooneyham is awesome. And he's doing the interior artwork on this book. And the silent issue means there's no dialogue throughout this whole book. So it's just telling the story, just using all of the panel artwork. So in the original issue 21 of G.I. Joe, they did this because they were just rushed for time that month to put an issue out. So they just decided to skip all the dialogue for that. I don't think that was the case here, but some great artwork in here by Chris Mooneyham. And Larry Hama's the writer, if you want to call him that for this issue, but he came up with the plot. So, and he was the writer on that original silent issue as well. So G.I. Joe 321, this was one I've been looking forward to for weeks since it came out. Glad I finally picked that one up. Then I got King Spawn number 50. This is an awesome cover here by Todd McFarlane and Ivan Nunez. Some awesome colors there by Ivan Nunez. Really like this cover. This is the main cover, issue 50. I actually did collect issues 1 through 40 of this book, and around that point, I kind of decided to drop it because it just really wasn't doing it for me. There didn't seem to be any sort of essential reading going on in King Spawn, but since I picked up the first 40 issues, I figured I'd pick up issue 50 here. Maybe I can go back and find 41 to 49 in some discount bins and get a complete run on this book. But looks like the Scorched are showing up here, and we got a storyline going on with Medieval Spawn. It says end chapter 1, so we got multiple chapters here. Looks like there's some different creative teams on here. This looks like Steven Segovia's work. Looks like Plague Spawn making an appearance here. There's Spawn for you. King Spawn number 50. This was a $4.99 book. Just came out this week. Go pick this one up. Then I picked up the only DC book this week was New History of the DC Universe, number 4 of 4. So this is the final issue of this. I've picked up all the other issues. I'll definitely have a review of this entire series coming out. And Mark Waid is the writer. He's been the writer on all these issues, but they've had different artists on each issue. So this one's Howard Porter and Hayden Sherman. And they kind of alternate pages throughout most of this. But this has been a cool concept. I really like it. DC trying to make sense of their convoluted history. So trying to put it all together in kind of a encyclopedia format here. There's Flashpoint, Dr. Manhattan, and the Watchmen. So actually, bringing up everything that's happened before. And if you've been reading the DCKO #1 that just came out, you know that the entire DC universe is now on the line here. We get the Wildstorm edition here to DC. So again, I like this concept a lot from DC. Would like to see Marvel do something like this as well. So History of the DC Universe, 4 of 4. This was a $5.99 book. All right, now we'll move on to the Marvel books I picked up this week. I got 2 Age of Revelation X-Men books. The X-Men Book of Revelation, #1. And Radioactive Spider-Man. So Age of Revelation, I've covered the first few issues of that, the 0 issue, the #1 Overture issue, and Amazing X-Men #1. Go check out those videos on my channel. And this is an issue I was looking forward to because Nitho Diaz is doing all the interior artwork on this. And he's one of my favorite Marvel artists. This is pretty much a continuation from the main X-Men, Adjectiveless X-Men book. He was doing the artwork on that with Jed MacKay writing. And he also had the main cover, and this was his first book where he actually got the cover and the interiors, but I didn't get his cover. They didn't have any more. I got one of the variants. I actually don't know what artist this is. Pretty solid illustration of Revelation there, though. I like it. There's no signature there. I'm not quite sure who that is, but they only had a couple of these left on the shelf when I got there today, so maybe this is a popular book. Fabian Cortez is one of Revelation's right-hand men here in this book, much like Fabian Cortez was to Magneto. We've got the Horsemen of Death from Apocalypse showing up from Arakko. And, if you don't want spoilers, I don't know why you're watching this video, because you're going to get some from me flipping through some of these pages. But little spoiler alert from that Amazing X-Men, the Age of Revelation Overture #1, actually, is what I'm remembering, is Bay, the wife of Revelation, actually sent word to Arakko and Apocalypse that all of this was even happening. So I guess we'll be seeing Apocalypse show up, and looks like we got Fabian Cortez trying to kill some children here. I won't spoil the end, though, for that. I haven't even flipped through any of these books yet. So, I just love making this video and coming right home and flipping through these books like I would normally. I just do it with all you guys. This is the kind of stuff I used to do when I was a kid, when I'd get home and I'd just get all my comic books and flip through all of them real quick without even really reading them, and just flip through some of the artwork and see what looks interesting. And that's what I'm doing here with you guys. So again, I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, like the video if you've made it this far. It doesn't cost anything. This is Radioactive Spider-Man, set in the Age of Revelation. Kev Walker is the artist on this book. I like his work. The only thing I've really read of his recently was the Wolverine Venom War tie-in. And he did the artwork on that. And I actually got his cover here too, the variant cover. So I really like his variant cover there. So we're finding out what Peter's up to in this Age of Revelation, 10 years in the future. Looks like he's got a new girlfriend here, and he's also got extra arms that are deformed. And like the title suggests, he's radioactive, so... But I like that adjective, radioactive Spider-Man, for a Spider-Man book. Immediately takes me back to that theme song from Spider-Man 94. I did just cover Spider-Man 94 number 2 yesterday. Go check out my review of that comic book. This Spider-Man, he's got these arms. It's just these deformed arms. I'm definitely interested to read this story, though, and see what happens here. Looks like we've got Aunt May showing up, of course. So here's all the Age of Revelation books. I've talked about this on multiple videos already, but there's just too many books. I don't know anybody who would be buying all of these, to be honest with you. I haven't seen anyone, even online, tout that they're buying all these books. Let me know if you are. Let me know what books you're picking up, too, out of any of these, if any of them. Or if you saw this as a good jumping off point. Or maybe a good jumping on point. Let me know. But here we are almost all the way through all the number 1 issues. We've still got one more week of number 1 issues to come out here. Undeadpool, I might pick up because Tim Seeley's doing the writing on that. And I like his stuff, so... Radioactive Spider-Man, that was a $3.99 book. Then I picked up some Ultimate books here. These are both $4.99. I got the Ultimates number 17 and Ultimate Spider-Man number 22. I think I'll start with Spider-Man first. This has been real hit and miss. It feels like for every really good issue there's like 2 issues of just kind of filler and not a whole lot happening, but looks like Marco Cicchetto's on artwork on this issue, which is a good thing. And of course, Marvel has announced that they're ending the Ultimates line, which is was the big news last week. And a lot of fans upset about that. I'm going to wait and see what happens. I've said on some previous videos that I think they could be taking some elements of this Ultimate Universe and integrating it into the 616 as soon as this ends, or maybe even combining both the universes somehow. I would love to see this Ultimate Spider-Man, all these characters, this entire narrative just replace the one going on in the main Marvel timeline. I don't see why they couldn't do that. I feel like the critical acclaim for this book has been pretty overwhelming. It's been probably the best received Marvel book in years, is this Ultimate Spider-Man book. So Marvel says they're ending it so that they can just have a nice complete narrative, finish the story. But this is one of the best things about this book is we got Peter and Mary Jane together here. So I want to see it continue, and we've just kind of been learning about all these characters. Most of these issues have just been world building, and we're just learning about all these characters. I feel like we're still really getting to know a lot of them. Like Otto Octavius here, this new version of him, we haven't even really seen his character arc yet. And here we're already almost at the end of the series, with issue 24 will be the final one. So I wish they had more time to tell stories within this universe. So I'm sure one day they'll get back to it. But Ultimate 17, this was one I was really looking forward to because we got Reed Richards' Doom in this universe, and he's trying to recreate the Fantastic Four, and they've all died, and he's been left to his own devices trying to create this new Fantastic Four. All throughout this series, it's kind of been this dangling subplot. And it was back in issue number 4, funny enough, where this all sort of came up and started. So, And Phil Noto was the artist on that issue number 4. He was kind of a fill-in artist or a guest artist. And he's back here on this issue, continuing, I guess, the story that he started telling way back in issue number 4. And in that issue, all the story, it was told like 2 different ways where you could read it with just all the top panels, and then the second panel and the third panel from page to page. Or you could just read it, you know, all the way through, but it's coming from different perspectives in each panel, if I explain that right. Kind of looks like that's what he's doing here, though. And you see the rest of the Fantastic Four there. He's longing for them. He says he's not giving up on you guys. So again, this was an issue I was looking forward to because it's bringing up the Fantastic Four, and really looking forward to seeing what they're doing here with the Ultimates. I really don't want to see the Ultimate Universe end. Feels like it's just gotten started, even though we're a couple years in. But let me know if you want me to review any of these books. Leave a comment, and I'll put it at the top of my list. And thanks again for watching. Go read comics.